Hello everyone and welcome to Mathematics Folio. In this video, let us solve a question from parabola that eventually converts to a question of getting the sum of a sequence. So let us start this beautifully framed question. What is the question? The question says that two ends sit at the vertex of the parabola y is equals to x squared. One starts walking northeast, that is upward along the line y equals to x. Okay, fine. They have explained it, clarified it, in which direction the end is moving. And the other starts walking northwest, that is upward along the line y equals to minus x. Each time they reach the parabola again, they swap the directions. That means the one who was moving along the direction with the slope 1, now it will start moving in the direction with the slope minus 1, and the other end will start moving in the direction with the slope plus 1. And they continue walking. Both ends walk at the same speed. Okay, they are walking at the same speed. When the ends meet for the 11th time, including the time at the origin, their paths will enclose 10 squares. What is the total area of these squares? This is what we need to find out. Okay, so first of all, let us start with the question by reading it once again and interpreting it. So they are saying that two ends sit at the vertex of the parabola y is equals to x square. So first of all, I'm just constructing the parabola y is equals to x square. तो ये हमने coordinate axis को draw कर दिया. And now I'm going to trace the parabola y is equals to x square. So y is equals to x square is this kind of parabola that we have, right? Two ends are sitting at the origin. Two ends are sitting at the vertex of the parabola means origin. One starts moving in the direction of y equals to x. So यहाँ से वो y equals to x की direction में move करना शुरू करती हैं. And the other end start moving in the direction y equals to minus x. Symmetry says that suppose these are the points that we are getting. I'm writing them as P1 and Q1. So P1 and Q1 will have the same height. They will have the same y coordinate. Why? Because symmetry says so, right? We can easily find the coordinates of the point P1 because you have the parabola ka equation, you have the equation of the line. And in fact, when you solve it, you get to know that this is nothing but 1, 1 and this is minus 1, 1. So first of all, I'm just going to interpret the path that the ends are following. Now what they are saying, the question says that one starts walking along y equals to x, the other starts walking y equals to minus x. They keep walking till they reach the parabola. And once they reach the parabola, they swap the direction and continue walking. ठीक है? तो अब उन्होंने direction को swap किया. अब direction swap करने के बाद from the point P1, it starts moving in the direction of y equals to x like this. And P1 वाली जो end है, it starts moving in the direction y equals to minus x like this. Now again, symmetry says that the point of intersection that we have here, let us name them as P1 and Q1. Sorry, P2 and Q2. P2 and Q2 will have the same height. Again, because of symmetry, we can directly interpret this thing. P2 and Q2 are going to have the same height, same y coordinate. Further, again, once they reach P2 and Q2, they will swap the direction swap करने के बाद again they started moving like Q2 will start moving in the direction with the slope plus 1 and P2 wali end will start moving in the direction with the slope minus 1. And they keep on doing it like this, right? This is the path that they are going to follow. Red, yellow, like this. The question says both ends walk at the same speed. Agar wo same speed pe move kar rahi hai, so it is very much clear that the very first time they are going to meet is at the origin, but the next time that they are going to meet is at the point O1, right? Which is definitely going to be on y-axis because they are moving with the same speed and the whole parabola is symmetric about y-axis. तो जितने speed से दोनों ends move करेंगी, उसके according हमारे पास their point of intersection is going to lie on y-axis. The third point of intersection again on y-axis, and like this, the 11th point of intersection will also be on the y-axis. So they are saying that when the ends meet for the 11th time, including the time of origin, यानी including the time of origin, जब वो इस तरह से 11th point पर meet करेंगी, so they will be enclosing actually 10 squares. यानी यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो कि यहाँ third time जब वो meet कर रही हैं, तो 2 squares we can see here. दोनों को मैं shade कर रही हूँ, यानी dotted squares बना रही हूँ. So like this, if they are meeting for the 11th time, they will be constructing such 11 squares. You will be having such 11 squares and you have to find out in the question the total area of these squares. ठीक है, हमें इन सारे squares का area find करना है. Now see, one way of solving the question is, because now I have the point P1, I can easily write down the equation of the line P1 Q2. P1 Q2 आ गया, तो you can get the coordinates of point Q2. Obviously, by solving with the parabola y is equals to x square and the line, we will get the coordinates for Q2. Q2 आ गया, तो P2 similarly लिखा जा सकता है. Similarly, when you have Q2, you can write down the equation of the next line. You can get the coordinates of the point P3 Q3, P4 Q4, and after that you can generalize to get the coordinates. This is one way of handling the question, getting the coordinates of P1, P2, P3, P4, and like this. Once you have all the coordinates, then you can easily get the coordinates for O1, O2, O3, and so on also, right? अगर मेरे पास O1, O2 इन सारे पॉइंट्स के कोऑर्डिनेट्स आ जाते हैं, इनफैक्ट मुझे Q2, P2 की जरूरत भी नहीं है, P1, Q1 है. नाउ द नेक्स्ट लाइन आई विल बी राइटिंग जस्ट टू गेट द कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑफ Q1. नेक्स्ट लाइन लिखने के लिए हमें P2 की जरूरत पड़ेगी, तो ओके फाइन. Once I have the coordinates of P2, I will write down this line to get the coordinates of O2 and so on till I reach O10. O10 मतलब वो 11th time intersection होगा between the path that the ends are following, right? So O10 तक हम इसी तरह से points निकालते जाएंगे. And once I have all these coordinates O, O1, O2, O3 and so on, I would say that I actually will get the length of diagonals of these squares, है ना? हमें हर square के diagonal की length मिल जाएगी. If you have the length of the diagonal for each square, you just need to follow the formula, or you just need to use the formula for area of the square, which is half d square. Half d square, keep on adding it till 10 times, and then you will get your answer. So this is one way in which what you can do is you can generalize by actually finding O1, O2, O3 and so on. Another way of reducing the calculation part. ठीक है, concept तो यही रहेगा. I will be getting the coordinates of O1, O2, O3 and so on. But instead of going by repeatedly solving the line with y-axis, what we can do is we can generalize the coordinates of O1. कैसे कर सकते हैं इसे सॉल्व? तो उसके लिए मैं अब आपको बताती हूँ कि सबसे पहले आप नोटिस करो कि आपके पास जो पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरसेक्शन आ रहा है दैट इज 1,1. दैट इज ऑफ द टाइप, ऑब्वियसली अगर आपने पैराबोला ले रखा है y इज इक्वल्स टू एक्स स्क्वायर, यानी अगर x के कोऑर्डिनेट को मैं अल्फा अज्यूम कर लेती हूँ तो y कोऑर्डिनेट आ रहा है अल्फा स्क्वायर. The very first point that I'm getting here is alpha is equals to 1, right? Now I'm going to write down the equation of P1 Q2. When you write the equation of P1 Q2, you will be getting the equation as y minus 1 is equals to, और in fact 1 की जगह हम जनरल फॉर्म लिख रहे हैं तो मैं इसे लिख देती हूँ y minus alpha square. This is equals to 1 into x minus alpha. Correct? Solving gives me y is equals to x minus alpha plus alpha square, or in fact I must write here negative sign because slope of the line for P1 Q2 is minus 1, so it will become minus x plus alpha square. Now this is the equation of the line P1 Q2 and I need to find out where will it intersect the parabola. यानी जो Q2 के coordinates है ना वो मुझे चाहिए. Reason being I want to get the next point of intersection. So Q2 के coordinates के लिए अब आप क्या करोगे? You will put y is equals to x square. That means you are solving it with the parabola y is equals to x square. So we have x squared plus x minus alpha into alpha plus 1 equals to 0, which clearly indicates that you have the two factors as x minus alpha and x minus alpha plus 1. I just need to adjust the sign here. We need x square and then we need this one will be plus, right? From here you can see that there are 2 points of intersection that we are getting. One is x and one is minus times alpha plus 1. This is going to be minus times alpha plus 1. Minus times alpha plus 1 means कि एक तो ये point of intersection है which is already there जो हम पहले ही ले चुके हैं. Q2 के लिए जो point of intersection आएगा that will be minus of alpha plus 1. Alpha we are taking positive. The next point of intersection that we got here was minus of alpha plus 1. ठीक है? तो similarly I can say that if this is Q2, अगर ये Q2 आ रहा है, Q2 क्या आ रहा है अब लिख लेते हैं. Q2 will be minus of alpha plus 1 then alpha plus 1 का whole square. So what do you say about the point P2? P2 similarly कितना आ जाएगा? It will be alpha plus 1 into alpha plus 1 का whole square, right? Similarly if I say now I need the coordinates of P3, तो अल्फा और अल्फा यानी नेक्स्ट पॉइंट पे क्या रिलेशन था कि if you have the coordinates of the point P as, see, if you have the coordinates of the point P1 as alpha comma alpha square, Then P2 के coordinates आते हैं alpha plus 1 comma alpha plus 1 square. Similarly, P3 के coordinates can now be written as alpha plus 2 का whole square, right? And so on till you reach the last point. अभी last point आपके पास क्या आने वाला है? ये P1 था, तो इसका मतलब हमारे पास last point जो होगा that is going to be P10, right? तो हम लोग लिख सकते हैं P10. P10 कितना होगा? That is going to be alpha plus 9 से लेकर alpha plus 9 का whole square. Correct? So P1 के बाद actually you got O1. So P10 के बाद you will be getting O10. So this is how you will be getting 10 squares. Okay, well, now I got the coordinates of all P1, P2, P3. In fact, I would say that I got the coordinates of all these points this side. That's enough for us. Why? Because ultimately I need O1, O2, O3 and so on. अब O1, O2, O3 भी हम निकालेंगे कैसे? इसे निकालने के लिए अगेन हमने ये नोटिस किया कि जितने भी पॉइंट्स ऑफ इंटरसेक्शन हमारे पास आ रहे हैं, दे आर ऑल लाइक इंटीजर्स बिकॉज अल्फा ही 1 आ गया था. All these points of intersection we are getting as integral coordinates. Further, अब हमारे पास अगर O1, O2, O3 इन पॉइंट्स का इंटरसेक्शन चाहिए तो व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, यू जस्ट नीड टू सॉल्व द लाइन. विच लाइन? द वन विच वी रोट. कहाँ गई वो लाइन? दिस इज द इक्वेशन ऑफ द लाइन दैट वी रोट. वी जस्ट नीड टू सॉल्व दिस लाइन विद y axis. Solving it with y axis actually gives me x equals to 0 and y is equals to alpha plus alpha square, right? So I was interested only in O1, O2, O3. P1, P2, P3 तो ठीक है हमने निकाल दिया, so that we can write down the next line and we can verify it. But now we have seen that बहुत ही kind of symmetry आ रहा है in all the coordinates, P1, P2, P3 के coordinates में. That's why when you write down the equation of the lines ना, like P1, Q2 I have written, when you write P2, Q3 and so on, you will get the similar kind of equation of the line. The only difference will be alpha will be replaced with alpha plus 1 or alpha plus 2 and so on, right? So अगर मैं point alpha comma alpha square को consider करते हुए line ले रही हूँ, this was the line that I got. Solving it with y-axis will give me the point as x coordinate 0, while the y coordinate will be alpha into alpha plus 1, right? Or you can say alpha plus alpha square. Now what we need, this is the point of intersection of all the ends, or we can say these are all the points of intersection of the two ends. ठीक है ना? आपके पास ये सारे जो हैं ये इनके coordinates हमने निकाले हैं जहाँ पे ends are going to meet. So O का coordinate 0,0 था, O1 I have, O2 I have, and we can keep on writing it till we reach the 10th square, है ना? तो first square के end में O1 हो गया, second square के end में O2 हो गया, तो 10th square के end में we will be having O10. We will be having O10. Fine. So these are the general coordinates we can say here we will be having. अब next step हमारा क्या होगा? The next step says that all these points of intersection I got, so I can write O1 is going to be 0,0. Now, in general, I'm writing that suppose OR in between O1 से लेकर O10, this is O. In between O1 से लेकर O10, suppose I'm considering two consecutive points. एक हमने point ले लिया OR, ठीक है, और in fact लेते हैं ON. तो ON क्या आ जाएगा? ON will be 0, n square plus n. And the next point of intersection will be On plus 1, which will be 0, n plus 1 का square plus n plus 1, correct? Why I'm considering two general consecutive points of intersection of the n? Because I just need to find out the difference between these two. Why I need the difference between these two? Because between the two consecutive points of intersection of the ends, the distance that we will get will actually constitute the diagonal of a square. And that diagonal of square will help me in getting the area of the square, right? That is why I'm interested in getting this length. So दो consecutive point of intersection के बीच में जो general distance हमारे पास आ रहा है, that now we can calculate. So we can say that difference between these two, or the length of the diagonal that we will be having, is going to be equals to n plus 1 का square plus n plus 1, the height of the n plus 1th point of intersection. And from here, we will have to subtract this height. Let's see what we will be getting. So n square will get cancelled. We will be left out with 2n plus 1 in the first term, and then plus 1. And basically, it is twice of n plus 1, right? This is twice of n plus 1. अब अगर ये twice of n plus 1 है, so this is the length of the diagonal of which square? This is the length of the diagonal of the nth square. This is the length of the diagonal of the nth square. ये nth square के length of diagonal की हमने value calculate की है. Now, what is going to be the area of the nth square? So if we talk about the area of the nth square, that is going to be equals to half d1 d2. Abhi half d1 d2 में you can see that we are getting the value as twice of n plus 1 का whole square, right? ये आपके पास nth square में आंसर आ गया, जहां n की वैल्यू कहां से कहां तक हो रही है वो अब हमें चेक करना होगा. So ये हमने एक जनरल रिजल्ट निकाल के रख दिया है कि if you are talking about the nth square, then nth square में the area is going to be 2 times n plus 1 का whole square. ठीक है, nth square में the answer is going to be this one. अब nth square का क्या मतलब हुआ? Here in this question, the value of n actually starts from 0. So when you starts from 0, 0 का मतलब वो first square है. Second square के लिए we will have to take this one, right? Third square के लिए the difference between this point and the next one and so on. So basically we can say that 10 squares का area चाहिए ना. But for the current question, the value of n starts from n equals to 0. जब आप n को 0 लिखोगे तो देखो basically you are calculating the distance between we can say the first point of intersection and the second point of intersection. What will be that? So you can say that ये 0, 0 point होगा, this point will become 0, 0 and this point is going to become the first point of intersection, that is O1 के coordinates, right? So अब हमें क्या चाहिए? Sum of the areas चाहिए. Sum of the areas के लिए I will write that sum of the areas is going to be twice of n plus 1 का whole square. But the very first square में n का value कितना है? 0 है. So coming to the 10th square, the value of n turns out to be 9. So हमारे पास total n is equals to 0 से लेकर 9 तक हमें जाना होगा. 0 to 9, because when you keep n is equals to 9, ultimately you are getting the 10th square का area. ठीक है ना? I hope it is clear that I am actually starting with 0. Total 10 squares का area 0 से लेकर 9 तक calculate किया जाएगा. How we are going to solve it now? So for this, what you have to do, just take 2 common. Keeping n is equals to 0 means this will become 1 का square. Keeping n is equals to 1 means 2 square. So basically it is nothing but 1 square, 2 square, 3 square से लेकर 10 squares तक का sum, है ना? So how you are going to get the sum of first 10? How you are going to get the sum of squares of first 10 natural numbers? So let us apply the formula. N into n plus 1 multiplied by 2n plus 1 whole divided by 6. Calculating it. And finally, the answer turns out to be 770. So for this question, we have the answer as 770. So this is the answer. I hope you must have enjoyed this beautifully framed question. बहुत खूबसूरती से क्वेश्चन को फ्रेम किया गया है यहाँ पे. आपने नोटिस किया कि किस तरह से सिर्फ 2 एंड्स को लेकर दे आर फ्रेमिंग अ क्वेश्चन. सिंपल कैलकुलेशन भी हमारे पास बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है. इवन इफ यू डोंट वांट टू गो फॉर दिस जनरल way of solving the question, you can start like कि चलो O1 निकाल देते हैं, O2 निकाल देते हैं, like that you can generalize. You will be able to generalize like that also. So you can proceed just by calculating O1, O2 and after that O3, O4 you will be able to judge what you are going to get. ठीक है? चलिए, तो I hope you enjoyed this question. So please don't forget to hit the like button, share it with your friends and fellow aspirants, and do subscribe to our channel for more such questions. See you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.